Hey guys, welcome back to the channel for another McFarlane unboxing. Today we are going to be doing the Batman designed by Todd McFarlane. This is the standard version of the what's called the McFarlane Gold Editions. I'm sorry, Gold Label, not Gold Edition, but essentially the same thing. So this Batman, it's definitely a different design for Batman than you're usually used to, because it is specifically designed by Todd McFarlane. But I do really dig it. I think it's a very standout design of Batman. I don't have a lot of standard versions of Batman from the McFarlane set in my display case, but this one's so unique, I felt I definitely needed to add him to the display. So, as always, we'll look over the box, check it out, open them up, check out the figure, and kind of give a little quick review of it, as well as give a thumbs up or thumbs down on whether we should buy it or not. All right, so as stated, here's the figure in the package. And I also mentioned that there is a gold label edition of this Batman. Really, the only difference is that the weapons here that are black, those are in gold, as well as there's other things on the armor, I believe, that are also gold. And there'll be a giant McFarlane gold label emblem right there on the package. So if you do see one of those, I mean, grab it. I don't think it's really worth a ton on the secondary market right now, but you know, that could always change in the long run, because I mean, this figure's been out for a little while and I've yet to find the gold label. And in fact, I had a friend of mine who's a local collector to my area. He found the gold label one months before I even saw this standard one in the store. So it's definitely out there. If anything, even if you have to go through secondary market to get one, you may still be able to get it for a fairly reasonable price, since it is still fairly new. Even though it's been out for a month or two, that's when it comes to McFarlane stuff, I mean, that's still pretty recent. So, on the back here, cool shot of the McFarlane designed Batman. However, too much for me in that picture, too much shadow. Can't really see a lot of detail on the face. I mean, it's a cool picture, but if you're trying to show a little bit more, maybe brighten it up just a tiny bit more, you still have some shadow, but still show a little more detail of that character in that art. And then, of course, there are some other characters there across the bottom. Of course, as always, not really a lot of blurbs on the back. Not an action shot of the figure, but rather artwork from the comic or original concept art by McFarlane. Hopefully they'll change that one of these days. And of course, on the side there, Batman designed by Todd McFarlane. I do like how every box has this individual logoing there, as I had done in a previous video, just like the Nightwing. It's all completely separate. And also on some of the gold label ones, you'll actually have, where it's blue, it'll be gold lettering right there as well, which really makes it stand out. So even if you don't like displaying them like this, or if you have too many in the package and you want to display them, displaying them on a bookshelf like this side by side, I don't think would actually look too terrible, because you can clearly see which ones it is, and you can just pull it off like a book, look at it, put it back. I know some collectors aren't like that, but I also know some that collect Funko Pops that display all their stuff on the side. I've never been a fan of doing it that way, but real estate is obviously king when it comes to your display, so it is a matter of personal preference. So, now let's get on with opening this bad boy. This one, because I can't say I'm the biggest McFarlane artwork fan. However, Spawn is still one of my favorite design characters of all time from comics. So once in a while, McFarlane will have a character design that really floors me. And even if it doesn't floor me, usually it's a good enough design that I'm like, you know what? I think that's pretty cool. Good job, McFarlane. Pats on back. Something. So, definitely caught my eye on this one, so had to get it. There's the artwork card. Bio on the back. DC stand, per the norm. Let me go ahead and put this box knife up so I don't destroy myself with it. And as always, got that little clear rubber band right there in the middle. Can't fall out, won't fall out, can't, won't stop, or something. I don't know how the song goes. Maybe you guys can tell me how it goes. Comment below, or I don't know, whatever the cool YouTube kids say. Yes, it's a joke. I'm aware that I'm old. and I'm making really bad dad jokes. But hey, got 3 kids. I think I've earned the entitlement to make all the dad jokes I want. All right. So now that he is out of the box, let's take a look at him. So instantly, before I even touch any of the accessories, he's very clean. The design, the detail, very nice. All the color contrast between the yellows, the brown, the gold. I mean, there's so much color contrast here, but it definitely makes it stand out. The figure's got some girth to it. So it's a pretty thick, sizable figure, which I really dig. I love the spikes on the gauntlets here. It's very cool. On the back, you've got some holsters here, which will be for these daggers. Let's go ahead and see if we can just slide one right in. Boom, look at that. So much like with the Nightwing that we previously reviewed, probably be able to do the same thing with him, where you can put the daggers in, and if I can figure out what in the world I'm doing, there we go. Put him in like that, have his hands go up, hold him. I think it'll look pretty great. Now, whether you have him going in like this, or if you have the other orientation for him, I think it'd be better this way, because I feel like putting them the other way, the blades are going to cross and touch, and I don't know. That actually may not be too bad. Not too terrible. But regardless, these are pretty cool blades. I dig them. They look great. Get a little, there we go. Sorry, my orientation's a little off. You know, gold tips there. You can see the chrome on the blade compared to the blue on the other part. Pretty cool. I like it. Looks great. And of course, you've got a gold batarang. Very neat. Dig it. Can't go wrong if you got Batman with the batarang. So, back to the figure. All right, so, like I said, face, nice detail. Love the bat emblem. It actually comes up, so it is separate from the rest of the armor, so that's kind of a nice little touch. The knives on the belt, they kind of come up too. They don't separate, obviously, but it is a completely separate piece of rubber. Let's go ahead and lift his cape up here, and you can kind of see all around the utility belt. Very cool. I love how you even got some going down here across the thigh. Very neat. Little piece of armor right there. The rubber cape, completely rubber. Lots of posability with that too. Thumbs up for their sure on that. I'm definitely a sucker for capes that have a lot of posability to them. And man, this Batman's got some thick legs. I mean, holy cow, look at how thick the boots are on this thing. The feet, huge. Uh-oh, here we go, here we go. Boop. Toe articulation, done. In the books, he got it again. So kudos to McFarlane for making sure that toe articulation stays consistent. Articulation-wise in the torso, he's got the upper articulation and the lower as well by the belt line, so that's very cool. Double jointed knees, of course. There we go. See that right there? Pop him back into place. Same with the elbows, double jointed. Kind of hard to do that though, because these, when you're trying to bend it to get that second joint to turn, you're just stabbing yourself with the spikes on the gauntlets. So I wouldn't say this one's going to be a kid-friendly Batman, because somebody's going to put an eye out or just hurt themselves. I mean, I'm not bleeding, but ow. And if you get that joke, points to you. So let's go ahead and get these weapons in his hand, see how they fit. That's always a test too, is how well the weapons fit. I'm very picky about that stuff. And that's only because when you were a child who grew up on Toy Biz X-Men figures, you definitely know what I mean whenever I say that the accessories fitting the hands decently makes a world of difference, because most of those did not. Great figures. I love them. I got a soft spot in my heart for that Toy Biz X-Men line, especially that Weapon X figure with the helmet, and then also the Weapon X that had the black CIA military grade, combat suit. So boom, daggers in hand, Ready to chop some meat. Boom, right there. Pose them out. Dig it. Very cool. Batarang, I'm not sure how I'm going to fit that in his hand. May try to slide that into his utility belt, or maybe slide that in the top there, or who knows. Maybe just put the dagger up there. All right, so let's go ahead and see how he holds up on his stance. Something I am noticing is his ankles on this one. I mean, the articulation works fine, but his right foot here is a lot looser than I'd care for it to be. This one, not so much. This one, loosey-goosey. So, which I mean, I'm not going to play with it anyway, so that's fine. Hopefully it does not affect how well it stands. All right, foot is on the hole. All right, so something I'm noticing already is that where the hole is on the base and where the foot goes in, this Batman's going to have to stand off the base. Look how much that foot hangs over. So, I mean, you just cannot pull those legs in enough and it look right. So this one, you'll have to use the base for, you know, a starting point. But just throw them back. Put that articulation of that toe on there, baby. Yeah, make it happen. And he looks like he's fighting off Ra's al Ghul. Boom. Pose it up like that. Solid. All right. So this one, I'm definitely going to say it's a solid buy. If you've already got a bunch of Batman in your display, you may be able to pass on this one. However, I do think the uniqueness of the design warrants getting this one over any of the other normal Batmans. It really stands out, especially with all the spikes in the armor and just the way the bat symbol looks and all the deco and the detail on the utility belt here. So this one, definitely going to give it a purchase, and definitely happy to add this one to the collection. As always, guys, thank you again for joining me and checking out the video. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Feel free to leave a comment if there's something you want to see or if you have any questions about what we reviewed in the video today. And also remember to follow me on Instagram at Collecting Raj, where there I'll show pictures of some of the stuff I unbox, as well as things that I may not have time to actually shoot a video on, but still want to share shots of for all of you guys to see. As always, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.